Hey everyone, welcome back to another Ask Matt. Today, well, you would have got one of these in the post, in the mailbox, and today we're going to be talking about how should you advertise your property. It's a funny one because people think, maybe I'll just do it the cheapest way because that's the most cost effective. And that might necessarily not be the best way. And other people think, I'll spend heaps and heaps and heaps on advertising, get it everywhere. But that might not be the best way either. So what I'm going to share with you is 20-something years of watching advertising evolve, what works for homes, and maybe give you a bit of a guide on a couple of things to think about how to use advertising effectively. Every agent will have a different opinion. This is just mine, and it's just my experience over time. So the internet is something, so first of all, the agent's database is the number one thing that you should look at. How good is the agent's database? McGrath, show people just how many people are in our database, what type of people they are, and we start there. That's the first form of marketing. The next one is the internet. Now, it's a pretty hot topic talking about the net. Some people say, oh, that's all you need these days, just the internet. There's something else on YouTube that playing music. So the internet, here's a sample. Like this is realestate.com. And there's, if I just go back to Wombrel. So if I go to Wombrel now, and here are the properties that are for sale. Technology. So here, and you can scroll down them and you get a sense of what's doing what really. There's quite a few McGrath ones there. So as you can see, these ones at the top, remember this, with the internet, everyone's jostling for the first position. Everyone's jostling for the best position, the most prominent. So realestate.com charge you per placement. So at the top, it's a premier listing. See this little face here. And as you go down, it drops down, well, there actually are none. So there's a highlight listing after this. This is real time, so this is what's actually for sale today on realestate.com. There's a highlight listing, and this is a standard placement. So if someone went into Wombrels, like I'm searching for a house at the moment down at the South Coast, and I just always type in the suburb and see what's new at the top. If you start underneath the premier, so if you don't invest in the best placement on the net, you're going to start underneath everything else. People may still find you, but you're not going to start at property number one. Property number one is the most exciting spot. So I would look at definitely investing in the best spot on the net. Realestate.com is probably our strongest website. Domain, not as strong, and our own site, McGrath. Keep that simple. So what I would suggest you do is database first, the agent's database capabilities, the internet next, and make sure you've got the best placement on the net. Here's the thing with the internet. And if Jackson the cameraman is really good, he might put a bit of a graphic up there. And in the internet has about a 2-week lifespan when it's most exciting. So in this part here, you'll see that the energy dies off after about 3 to 4 weeks. And Jackson can come back to me now. And then, so the first 2 weeks is when all the stuff happens. That's because when you get listed on the net, all of the buyers that are registered with realestate.com, say, are waiting for your property to come on. Once that goes, so once all that exciting period goes, then you're only dealing with people that are new coming in one by one into the market. So it's super important to make sure you maximize those first 2 weeks with an exciting spot, the most prominent spot. There are other things with those premier listings which your agent might be able to tell you about. It's search capabilities. So when you take the best listing, the search capabilities are far greater. It's more like a area search or a region search rather than just a suburb search. That's for another day. Now there's this, advertising. So advertising is a really tricky topic right now. Some people say this is dying. Some people say it's still really good. I think it will die one day, maybe 5 years or so. But at the moment, we still get quite a bit of our inquiry from this. I would have 3 stages: database, internet, and advertising. That's what I would do if I had a marketing plan for my home. You've got to remember, you're selling a product worth $500,000. Like, that's an expensive product. So you've got to make sure your marketing is the best it can be. But you've got to spend smart. You just don't throw $10,000 at it and hope it's going to work. You might sell it to someone in the database. You might sell it to someone on the internet. Or you might want to explore a little further. You've got some good offers on it, but you might want to explore a little further and then go advertising as stage 3. So this will keep the waves high. So your database, and then the internet spike, and then your newspaper advertising spike. So you want to keep the energy as high as you can around your property, because high energy always relates to a better price. Then I'll just touch on the sizes of the ads. So there's like a full page, which is something like that. Full page, that size. Half page, this size. Quarter page, this one, and there's little ones here. I'm a bit of a believer in rhythm. So if it's the first week in the paper and your home is somewhere between 500 and 800,000, half page should be about right. If your home's 800 to 1.5 million, you probably want to start with a full page because you want to show a little bit more of it. And it also relates to perceived value. So when someone looks at your ad, if you've got $1 million home, the size of the ad does sort of relate to perceived value in their mind. It's usually a more expensive property. In that sort of 5 to 800,000, a half page ad has 2 pictures. You should be able to, the front and the backyard, or the front or the inside, something like that. I think that would be about right for those styles of homes. Underneath that, underneath 500,000, so 3 to 500, you still might want to go a half page, but sometimes a quarter page is about right. See, that one there is in Tumbiumbi. You can sort of work out what it's like by the picture of the front. So that would be a quarter page. That's what I reckon about marketing. Keep it simple. Work it in 3 stages. Whether you're auction or private treaty is completely up to you. If it's an auction, it's slightly different because you usually have like a marketing plan right the way through, like it's more intense. And if it's private treaty, sometimes you set a price and you might sell it straight away. So we'll talk about method on another day. But I would definitely spend my money wisely, invest well in your advertising, but make sure you see how each element works first by taking it in stages. That's my advice to you. If you've got any other questions about selling your home, buying, investing, well, not exactly investing, but buying investment properties, let me know. Write some comments underneath, some questions underneath, and I'll answer them on the videos I can moving forward. Thanks for tuning in. Look forward to seeing you on the next video.